So, hi, Elliott.
Hi, Danielle.
How's it going?
This is going pretty good.
Right on. We have some news today. This is our every other weekly Washington news.
Turns out there's not a lot of local news, guys. Sorry.
There's plenty of local news. It's just too nitpicky.
Well, it's like all detail oriented, man. Like, it's very difficult for audio format only to go through the picky details. I mean, we give you the articles, though. It's more like inspiration to read the picky details, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
So, what did I tell you? How long do you think a 63-year-old man was sentenced for building a cannon in his garage?
Oh, I kind of heard about this. I don't know, 20 years?
No, actually, that was very pessimistic. Only two.
Too high? Oh, no, that's
2
good.
years, yes.
That's good. Usually, like, gun-related crimes are like 10 years minimum.
Yeah. Well, he's been in Spokane County Jail since January 2020. The ATF discovered the unregistered destructive device in the home he shares with his mother in August of 2019. And in March, he pled guilty to a single felony.
That's some mad bullshit.
The maximum is 10 years, actually.
Oh, nailed it. I mean, because whenever I looked up, like, the gun laws and stuff, all of them were 10 years. That was related somehow. 10 years was always on the page. Wait, so, like, what? That's fucking stupid. Like, what? I can have a forklift, but I can't have a cannon? Like,
You can have a fucking truck.
Yeah, like, truck. I could have, like a nail gun. Yeah. I can have I bet you I could have a harpoon.
Oh, I don't know.
Guess
why they were at his house, though?
The ATF?
Yeah. Well, I don't think the ATF originally was who went out.
Oh, it was like some other cops?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A welfare check.
Ugh.
The 63-year-old man lived there with his mother, so presumably she's about 80. Oh, man.
His mother's 83?
I don't know. I'm just kind of adding 20 years to his age because I don't know.
Statistically. Okay. So who called the welfare check, though?
I'm not sure.
Don't just go check on him. Don't welfare check, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up, man. Like, somebody calls it a welfare check and then they put him in prison. Like, goddamn, that's not a welfare check. This is like an anti-welfare check.
It sounds like the guy believed that it was legal, and he said that he believed that the police and police chief were out to get him, and that the town of Garfield is corrupt.
That's probably accurate, but never mind.
Yeah.
Like,
apparently, public officials are saying he made some threats. So.
I mean, he's like a million. Like, what is he gonna do? Can he wield that cannon? Like, no.
It says that the bore of the cannon is what? Oh my god. They make you make math. The bore of the cannon was measured to be 1 1/4 inches. Oh, which is greater than the 1/2 inch bore permissible under federal law. I thought it was saying it was 1 1/4 inches greater than the 1/2 inch. So then that would make it 1 3/4. But never mind.
I swear to God, I'm going to kick the ATF in the nuts. Like, what? Like, God damn it. Like, oh, yeah, you're allowed to have a 1-inch cannon, but not a 1 1/4 inch cannon.
No. 1/2 inch is fine.
Oh, 1/2 inch.
1/2 inch.
So you're allowed to have a gun that is, like, cannon shaped, but, like, not. Because 1/2 inch, dude, that's like, it's like tiny.
Yeah. That's a hand cannon.
Oh, it was a hand cannon. It wasn't like a...
No, I'm just saying a 1/2 inch is only a hand cannon.
Exactly. Right? Like, it's not a real cannon. Like, you know, the founding fathers literally had cannons. Like, you know, one of the things that always said against gun laws is like, no, they couldn't have imagined. No, they could have imagined cannons. And, like, so it's covered in the Second Amendment, if you ask me.
You know what's real shitty, though? Is that his mom is widowed, and he's her sole caretaker. So these guys just basically put this mom on her deathbed because she's going to end up in state care if she needs any amount of help.
It's fucked up, man. that is, like, this whole situation sucks.
Yep.
Don't welfare check people. Just go there yourself. like calling the cops on anybody. I don't know, man. There's places where I could, like, see it maybe being reasonable, but dude, this is not the time. This particular case is not the time to call the cops on people.
Yeah. So the same newspaper that I got that one from, the Spokesman Review, actually, Caleb gave that to me. Thanks, Caleb.
Woo woo.
But Washington State Patrol's toxicology lab ran tests in an office that was contaminated by meth and possibly jeopardized thousands of cases.
Wait, what?
The Washington State Patrol's toxicology lab was contaminated by meth.
Okay.
Therefore, many more samples showed positive for meth than actually were positive for meth because of the contamination.
Like, how is it contaminated? Were they doing meth in there, or are they just not very good at, like, hanging out with the meth?
They say that an unseen intruder has cast a lingering cloud over the operations at the lab.
Yeah, sure. An unseen intruder, a.k.a. an ex-employee, no doubt. Fucking meth head.
Yeah.
Meth head science.
They're saying that traces of a drug used for training by the scientists, like they have fake drugs or they, I mean, I guess it's their actual drugs if they're contaminating shit, but
Right.
they make these drugs for training, and then now these training drugs are showing up again. 2 new cases this year, apparently.
Wow. So that's great. I'd love to hear that, you know, even when you're completely innocent, like, fucking contaminated shit. Although I guess this is probably a case for, like, mistrial or retrying or whatever.
Yeah, I actually kind of love this. I'm
Yeah,
really excited that this happened.
Yeah. I bet you it's illegal to purposefully contaminate labs, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Chris Loftus, a Washington State Patrol spokesman, said that at no time was any actual blood evidence compromised, and they never provided reports to customers if they knew they were compromised.
Oh, this is a little private company.
No. I think they're just saying customers as in whoever they needed to give it to.
All right. Well, that's just weird. I don't know, right? It's not, like, crazy. I mean, it has to happen sometimes, you know. We live in reality,
What
but
state
still.
was it? There was a Netflix documentary where they had 2 ladies on opposite sides of the state, both for different reasons, fucking with their drug lab. It's super interesting because one was an Indian woman obsessed with, success and being number one, right? So she was just trying to get people off the street. This was her thing. She was going to be number one, getting the criminals off the street. And so she falsified evidence for that reason. And then this other woman actually became addicted to the drugs. And so she was just fucking everything up because she was on drugs. So they focus way more on the white lady on drugs. But I don't know, like the other lady. I think that's worse.
That sounds way worse to me. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I'd rather have a drug addict than a fucking, like, out to get people
Yeah,
person.
I don't want an overachiever just trying to jail as many people as possible.
A+ at evil is, like, extra evil, right?
Right.
Like, this is literally the opposite direction. Like, I would want, like, this other person seems like a D- at good, which is so much better than an A+ at evil.
Yeah. Man, yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't remember what that documentary was, so if someone does remember it, you can write it in the comments for people.
Like and
I
subscribe.
don't care that much.
I would look it up, but I'm too, yeah.
Yeah, you're not at the computer.
That's not happening.
Cairo 7 also reported on that dude who built the cannon. I don't know. I ended up with 2 articles about it, so. Now everyone's aware of, like, the emergency drought declaration in Washington State.
Oh.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
Well, I mean, I knew that it was, like, real dry in Spokane when we were there, but, you know, I didn't realize it was a drought situation, you know.
So that happened a couple weeks ago that he did that, and that's why I brought it up, because we drove right past one of the fires Well, not a
Well, it
big
was
one,
out
but
by the time we got there, I think. But yeah,
yeah.
we were affected. We were impacted. We were individuals impacted by the fire.
Yeah. I mean, we can tell them what happened, right?
Yeah, I guess we can. It's not secret.
No. It's real interesting. I think it was a good story.
It was a good story. Am I going to tell it? Or do you want to tell it? Or I mean, I'm not picky either way.
Well, I'll start it because I started,
You started. Okay,
the journey.
do it. Yep.
So, I don't know. We left Seattle. We left Bellevue, right off the 90 at like 2:30, and on Friday.
Yeah, it was
for the
like
camp out.
around 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For the camp out and gun shooting, which was sold out and ridiculously fun. 5 hours of wall-to-wall fun times.
Yes.
Yes.
It was great. So we're driving, and then who texted us? Oh, George.
Yeah, George texted you on the Discord in particular, and he also texted the Discord.
Yeah, and he said that I-90 was closed.
And we're like, fuck, that was the one we wanted to take was I-90.
So we both kind of stressed out for a little bit about like alternate routes and whatnot, and we drove past a couple, and then we saw one that looked promising.
One that looked promising. It was like minus 5 minutes to your route. It's like, fuck it, we'll take it.
Yeah. Well, in this whole time too, the estimated amount of time remaining never went down. It was.
We would keep driving, and we're like, yeah, I know it's been 5 minutes, Google, and you are still saying it'll be like the same amount of time.
Yeah, it was like 5 hours and 45 minutes or something like that.
And we turned on like the 16 whatever the fuck 1610 radio station, and it was all like and it was like the route has an indefinite amount of time wait on the closed freeway, and you're like, fuck, indefinite, that's any time that it could be.
Yeah. And so so we saw one that like took us off the freeway, and the fire was in Ellensburg, so it took us off the freeway, and we're like, okay, maybe this will take us past Ellensburg.
Right before Clallam as well.
Oh yeah. So then we ended up on this like mountain path.
Literal fucking mountain path. And it was the sort of thing where it's a single lane road, and
Yes.
people had to like bail. And it's a good thing they bailed because we were fucking trucking. You know what I mean? Like they were in like this completely bizarre assortment of cars for this thing, by the way. There was like a Lexus, and like the Honda wasn't that weird, but like there was 2 Lexuses, and then like what else was there? There was just a bunch of an Acura.
And there were a couple houses up there, so maybe the Lexuses were those people. They're just
Maybe.
real
Yeah,
brave.
because it was obviously hella rich people. Also had some funky. Anyway, not the point. Point is that like fucking like so we're trucking along in Danielle's Nissan SUV, like literally going like, you know, full speed up this like desert hill. Like we're not really screeching around the corners, but it felt like we were the whole
It
time.
was really fun.
It was so fun. And we were like, you know what? We're having to go like half the speed of the freeway when we went back down. So we went up the windy mountain pass, and then we went down the windy mountain pass. So we slowed down to like 20 miles an hour. But it was still way better than sitting in the parking lot the whole time. And you know what was great is that when we finally dumped out of the mountain pass, we actually got dumped in the middle of the parking lot on the freeway, right? So we could see all these suckers, right, hanging out there. And so we pull off to this little area where other people were pulled off. There's some RVs, you know, and some friendly trucks and some other cars, and people running around peeing, and fucking, you know, apparently there was a porta potty that like literally nobody ever uses or whatever. Like,
I don't know. There was, to my knowledge, there was no restroom, although there was a sign that says, please use the restroom.
yeah, but there's no restroom. So, I mean, like, okay.
So I disappeared into the forest, and I just saw these piles of toilet paper of various ages, because that's where everyone went to the restroom, was right on the side of that road.
Right on the side of that road. I mean, like, not quite, but it was like turned off, and then there was the obvious place to go pee, and like apparently it's real obvious that's where you go pee, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'm sitting here and we're like buckled up, and we got all our camping shit, you know, so we are like, you know, steady spaghetti ready to go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I wasn't even worried. I was like, we're set.
We can just camp.
If we're stuck on the side of the road, I guess we'll just see AAA tomorrow. Actually, I don't have AAA. We're not sponsored by them.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, what do you have? Well, not the point. Point is that
I have some free maps from them, so thanks, guys.
maps. And then I was, you know, briefly briefly lamenting I had thought briefly, oh hey, I should bring my Switch. And I didn't. And that was a key mistake.
So the Seattle PI has an article with the headline, "Done with Seattle? Here are 23 things that let you know who you are." I guess we're not quite there yet, huh? We didn't finish our story.
Oh, no,
you
that's
talked
fine.
about your Switch.
Oh, yeah. The end.
Yeah.
and you know, you never get to, it's like a French movie, right? There's no resolution.
I don't know. I kind of figured the Switch was meant we were done because we'd already changed topics, and then I was like getting us back on topic, and I was like, wait, we're not.
Yeah, we were on topic for being off topic. And so anyway, we literally sit there for like 5 minutes. I have just barely enough time to like lament the fact that I didn't bring my Switch. And then like we noticed that like Jorge
started
texts.
moving.
Yeah, and the car started moving. And we're like, oh, nice. And so everybody else immediately dumps out in the freeway. We're like, hold on, though. Do we want to, let's think real hard about this, right? And then we didn't think that hard about it. We just went on and we were able to get to Spokane just fine. And it was only plus 2 hours. So it should have been like 4.5, and it was more like 6.5. And,
Yeah.
you know, got there in enough time to still set up when it was like lighter out, which was nice. And yeah.
And there were 2 trees close enough together that I could hang my hammock tent. So that was great.
Ugh. It was good times. We actually didn't we trucked it, you know? Like, we're not wimps. You know, we only stopped like literally that one time.
When we had to. Yeah.
Because I don't think we stopped again. Did we stop for gas on the way up
I'm
there?
sure we did, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway.
Yeah.
On the way back, there was no problems. The end.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, we got to see that beautiful canyon and shit on the way home. That was nice.
Oh my God. The east side is holding secrets from us.
Well, it was like right in the middle of mountains. Maybe it's like the mid side.
Well, see, because we took the 2 because we were really nervous about the 90, and we're like, fuck the 90. That shit is cray. And then it was pretty clear the 90 was open, and we were, I mean, I, in particular, since I was driving, was super done being behind slow people. So, like, I was like, fine, I would rather be in multi lanes and not have to pass people all the time that are going, like, the speed limit, which is bullshit when you're on the freeway.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of cussing involved.
I was so angry. I mean, I wasn't actually angry. I was just like, fucking god damn it. Like,
seriously. Okay, what's the respectable thing to do if you have cars tailgating you?
Literally 10 cars tailgating each other.
It's like if there are 3 or 4, like just pull over real quick because you're going slow anyways. You're losing time.
All the RVs knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the RVs and trucks were legit.
Yeah.
But it was just always a little random SUV that was like, I'm not getting the whole program, that I'm holding up the entire universe here.
Yeah.
But, you know, then we stopped and I got some fucking...
beef sticks.
Beef sticks. They were like handmade or whatever. I don't know. Artisanal or something.
Yeah, here in Washington.
Here in Washington. They were very tasty. I ate all of them and then like was like, so much beef stick. God damn. I had some warm Gatorade because the cooler was done being cool.
Yeah, like I legit thought it was still cool and I put it in there. And I might have put something that was cool in there and I just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Mad fucked up, bro.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. And then we got back to my car at the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I drove home. And I took a shower. Oh, it was the best shower ever. It's nothing like post-shower camping, you know?
Post-camping shower.
Yeah.
Yes. So, now that we're back to Seattle.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a huge thing for people in the Puget Sound region is, like, we love the area. And, like, a lot of folks have abandoned it for, you know, Texas and shit. But some of us kind of are sticking it out.
Yep.
And I think that I actually haven't read this whole list yet, so we're just going to see. But there are 23 things that let you know that you are done with Seattle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this is the Seattle PI, and they like bitch about prosperous pioneers pouring into the Emerald City. That's just a weird. Try to say that, Elliot.
Prosperous
pioneers are pouring into Emerald City.
Prosperous pioneers are pouring.
Prosperous pioneers are pouring.
Prosperous pioneers are pouring into the Emerald
City. Anyways, blah, 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 fastest growing tech market. I happen to know that some of the larger corporations that are asking people to go back into the office are losing employees that don't want to commute from their lives out of the city that they've built. So,
I mean, honestly, we should have fucking... We should have been working from home, most of the people, for a real long time anyway.
Yeah.
And now everybody is like, lol, nah. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. So, this is, keep scrolling for a look at 23 ways new arrivals or natives sick. What? No, it's time to cheese it. Okay, so number 1, you make less than $70,000 a year.
Ha! Hilarious.
You're still on the fence about buying a decent raincoat. I do own a decent raincoat.
But why would you buy a decent raincoat? It's not relevant.
I mean, it is for me because I'm a tour guide, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. If
For
I was
some
outside,
people.
sure, yeah. But, I mean, like, dude, if you need a raincoat because you're going, like, from there to your car, like, bro.
Right, you just wear a hoodie.
All right?
You think that a sunset should happen after working hours, but that's only in the winter. That's super normal.
Yeah, and when are your working hours anyway?
Right.
Sunset always happens after my working hours. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're showing like I don't know what they're showing. I don't know what this picture is of. I was
So
assuming,
basically that rules out, like, the entire, like, everything
Yeah, if you're
north of fucking, like, you know what I mean? Everything
Kansas
north
City?
of Kansas City, right? Like, I mean, that rules out literally half of America. So
Yeah, I know.
slow clap, guys.
Yeah, right. Because I was thinking Nebraska. It was the same thing.
Exactly. Like, fuck off.
You fantasize about voting for a local Republican sometime before you die.
Ha! You can vote for the local Republican all you want. Like, you just won't win.
Yeah, or they're whatever, a rape apologist.
I mean, and they don't win it anyway. I mean, that guy didn't win.
Nope. You just did the math on what you'll need to earn to buy a home.
Again, though, that kind of applies to every major city. Like, you gotta move to, like, literally rural Stan, and then you'll take a pay cut, and then you can't afford the home anyway. So catch 22, bro.
Yeah. You stay inside when it rains.
Oh yeah, what a loser.
Yeah, that should be number 1.
That should be number 1, dude. All right, moving right along.
You did the math on what you could buy in Minneapolis if you sold the Craftsman that you bought in 2002.
What's a craftsman?
A house style.
Oh, okay, fine.
An architectural style.
Why Minneapolis?
Right.
Gross.
Yeah, y'all are dumb.
Yeah, that's
you
a
can't buy a
terrible
fucking
city.
raincoat, but you want to live in Minneapolis?
I know, right? Like, goddamn, there's so many other, like, reasonable liberal cities to be in, right?
I really appreciate the indoor mall situation and the whole like
Minneapolis?
human tunnel thing that they have going on. Yeah, don't they have that like
I don't know.
the tunnel system above their sidewalks?
I mean, I believe you, but yeah, man. There are better cities than Minneapolis. Minneapolis, like, sucks, dude.
Yeah, the Minneapolis Skyway system is an interlinked collection of enclosed pedestrian footbridges that connect various buildings in 80 full city blocks over 9.5 miles of downtown Minneapolis, enabling people to walk in climate-controlled comfort year-round.
Dude, that sounds like a really... Why
Thanks,
doesn't every
Wikipedia.
city do this?
Yeah, it's fabulous.
All right.
I would love that for Seattle, or maybe even just have the...
Yeah. Or just, like,
I want
covered...
like pedestrian bridges built
Yes,
over, like
yes.
greenways built over the freeways and stuff, so we can walk.
I just really hate having to wait for cars. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, just pedestrian bridges at crosswalks seems great in many situations. So next one is you realize a Seattle without a viaduct isn't a Seattle you want to live in.
Okay, fine.
Which, yeah, the viaduct, you're losing the viaduct was stupid.
I mean, there's all sorts of shit that was lost that you never even knew about because you fucking got here recently. And
Yeah, I
me
know.
too, but I'm just saying, you know what I
the
mean? Like,
viaduct
fucking
seems like it.
cities
would've
just
been
change, bro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, come on.
You think of summer as a season that starts in June.
Oh,
which-
does it start well, the summer starts in June, though.
I don't fucking know.
Like, isn't the whole point is that June, July, August is summer? There's summer denialists.
Sunday, June 20th.
Dude, it starts mid-fucking June.
Yeah.
These fucks.
Man, you have the internet at your fingertips. You want to make a friend?
Ah, well,
That's a
you
good
know
one.
what? I fully subscribe to that because fucking I had to join fucking organizations to make friends here.
I feel like that's real normal, though. That's how I made friends in Nebraska, too.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, I don't know, like Seattle people.
I think it's just not the obvious answer.
I mean, like, joining things can help you make friends anywhere, for sure, right?
Yeah.
But Seattle is the only place where it's, like, completely mandatory. Otherwise, it's impossible to make a
I
friend.
suppose, maybe. Yeah.
Like,
I was in the military in Nebraska to start out with, so I kind of had built-in friends.
you have built-in friends.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, that's the nice
cheated.
thing about the military stuff.
cheated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You and your college sweetheart turned spouse have been out here since 2015 and still go home to the Midwest twice a year to visit the increasingly expectant non-grandparents. What? You and your college...
You can only have
yeah.
kids outside of Seattle?
Yeah, oh, maybe because they can't be grandparents because you live out here and it costs too much to have kids.
I'm not really getting this one.
I think it's just saying you can't afford to have kids.
I would bet that. It's also making a huge assumption that it's a college sweetheart. Like, this is really anti-singles propaganda.
I mean, that's fine. Whatever. Moving on. You enjoy driving near the speed limit.
Oh,
'cause
that's
we drive
fucking
so
accurate.
slow?
Yeah. Fuck Seattle drivers. Hate those
Yeah.
guys. Except for me.
Yeah,
I go above the speed limit.
I go around the speed limit.
I see it as a
because I get
lower
pulled
limit.
over a lot.
It limits how slow you should go.
Yeah, that's it. You really, really want everyone to leave so this can be an empty city with depressed housing costs.
Lol.
I guess you should leave if you want everyone to leave. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, that's true. And also, if you want depressed housing costs, deregulate, zoning.
Yeah.
Duh.
Multifamily housing for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Your path to starting a family involves vouchers. Ugh. Your path to starting a family involves WIC vouchers and a 1-bedroom apartment, even though you have a master's degree. Sorry, I'm not having a family, but I couldn't afford one with a master's degree, so.
Also, like, I feel like everybody uses WIC vouchers anyway, so, like, what's the point
Right, like
there?
it's dumb to not because you paid for them. You
Yeah.
invested in them.
You gotta
might as
stick
well
it to
get
the
them.
single people, single unmarried or
Yep.
unchilds. Fuck those guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my WIC vouchers and my Biden $300 a month per kid.
Yeah. Oh. Is that still a thing?
It was a thing. I don't know. I haven't checked up on it
Okay.
recently.
Yeah, I don't have children, so I wouldn't know. I'm just sneakily feeding them, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You'll take a 45-minute commute from Renton so you can have a dishwasher. That's not a good reason.
Wait,
to live
from
in
Renton?
Yeah.
I have a dishwasher. I live in Renton.
I know. Do you take a 45-minute commute?
No, it's like a half-hour commute.
Okay, whatever.
I mean, but my work is like not in Seattle, so.
Right, yeah. I worked about where you worked, but I was commuting from Kent, and it was usually 45 minutes.
Well, yeah, but Kent is different than
Yeah, it's
Renton.
farther south. I
Mhm.
just take the 167, and that was fucking awful.
Ugh. Yeah, I take the Coal Creek path. Road,
Yeah, that's nice. You've run out of tech bros to meet on OkCupid. True.
True for everyone.
Yeah. You've dreamed of having a savings account.
I have a savings account, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Like, get
me
out of
too.
here. If you're making like 75 a year, like even if you're not, like, come on, man. Like, it's difficult, but it is possible to find, housing that's reasonable. Now you have to have roommates, but I saved money when I was working.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was a funky situation for sure. But it's not impossible.
Yeah. You can only take so much of rich socialists stepping over sidewalk sleepers.
Yep, that's true. That's accurate. That's why I moved out of Seattle and into Renton.
You believe grunge music sucks and want to live that truth.
Okay. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit extra, but fine.
Yeah, that's kind of rude. You should get out of here if you feel like that.
I feel like everywhere has grunge music too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, yeah.
And
Isn't it more
they
likely
just
for
don't
like?
get
I think they don't get it. I mean, not that I'm into grunge music by any means. I'm just saying, like, fucking. I feel like grunge music is way more common in like rural areas too, right?
Yeah,
because you
because
don't
there
have
aren't music
to
teachers.
be talented.
Yeah,
Like, burn.
Which is fine. I love that raw.
Hey man, it's good to do
Whatever.
a 40 and fucking,
Yeah.
have a lot of weed and
Come as you are.
stumble into the person's who's hosting's apartment and like do another Jello shot and use the restroom and like their kitchen is kind of slant. This is a Fairbanks story though, so
Oh, got it.
Cinco de Mayo, man.
Fun.
Yeah, this is actually pretty fun. I wear earplugs obviously because I'm a square.
Oh, well.
It's
yeah.
too loud.
It's too loud. Okay. I don't wear earplugs though. I just like sit away from the speakers.
Oh, it's not possible. It was like a little garage thing. It echoed.
Happens.
Anyway,
You heard Major League Baseball has playoffs and want to see such a thing.
Suck it, Mariners.
You don't understand $7 beers.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that many $7 beers, but also like.
They're saying it's $10 beers.
Oh, got it. I mean, I spend $10 on mixed drinks. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. These beers aren't that expensive,
Yeah.
dude. Like they're pretty expensive, but not that bad, honestly.
Yeah.
For a city again, for a city.
You want joints for less than $15?
Okay.
First of all, it's
That's
2
not
for
accurate.
15.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
And you can just get vaccinated. They give you one for free.
Yeah. Duh.
You get vaccinated every week.
Yeah.
Well, because it's not 100% effective, so you keep hitting it so that it
Yeah, and they
increases
don't
the
always
likelihood.
check your ID, so.
Yeah, dude. I feel like you could just keep getting vaxxed and
Oh,
getting
I love
free
it.
weed. This is my hack
love it.
workaround.
You're watching the East Coast weather and missing seasons.
What? Fuck the East Coast weather, dude. They have blizzards. New York
Yeah.
has literal blizzards. Like, excuse me, don't move here if you want seasons. 1, and 2, you can move to Oregon if you want seasons, I guess. They have seasons, right?
I mean, they have seasons on the other side of the mountains. Move to Idaho or.
You can move to Western Washington.
Spokane.
Oh, but this is about Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
yeah,
fine.
leave Seattle. And... Anyway, so those
East
are all
Coast has seasons. Fuck
great
that.
reasons. Yeah,
This-
fuck seasons.
And
That's
half
why
of
I
their
live
seasons
here.
are awful because the summer's really muggy and terrible.
Right.
So it's like, okay,
almost
like
all of their seasons
half
are
of their
terrible.
seasons suck balls, right? They're not worth having seasons. Those ones anyway. They're terrible
Yeah.
seasons.
I mean, like, but we've both lived in other places before,
Yeah, we know. We know.
and maybe we just appreciate Seattle much more than these people.
Well, because like who wants like a season when it comes with the cost of like fucking mosquitoes and like, you know.
Yeah, you have to change your tires.
Yeah, like there's fucking snow and ice and shit. Like it snows maybe 1 week out of Seattle, and then everybody does a sensible thing and stays home for that week, and then you resume life. I mean, like the worst thing that happens in Seattle is eternal rain and crushing depression, and I feel like the crushing depression could be solved with a minor cultural shift of Seattle people being slightly more friendly, and there you go. You know, like. Also, Seattle has really good coffee. I don't know. Like I fucking rag on
seafood.
Seattle all the time, but I feel attacked by this article. Fuck you guys. Like, get out of here.
Right? I think it like cemented for me. I love Seattle. I'm here for a reason. And you love Seattle enough to spend time here, even if you're gonna like be traveling or whatever.
Yeah, even though I hate it here, it's like I hate everywhere else more.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, there you go.
it's simple as that. It's the least worst place to be right now. You know.
My web browser knows that I have furniture open in another tab, and the ads at the top of the Seattle Times article are for couches. To
Gross.
go with those end tables.
There's this like picture I'm super pissed about.
Oh, good. You gotta furiously type.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, I'm done furiously typing. Basically, it's this picture. Hold on, I'll show it to Danielle. And the picture is this, right? Can you see what's infuriating about this picture? It's not like a super quiz. I wouldn't have noticed unless there's.
I don't know, the old guy leaning over the children. Oh no, he's like sawing a thing. Oh no, it's scissors. I don't know, there's a bee. Is that a furry that's part of the family?
LOL. No, all of the adults in this picture who are clearly like politician-y types are unmasked, and all of the children are masked.
Well, yeah, because kids have to stay masked because they can't be vaccinated yet.
That's mad fucked up, dude. I'm just saying, like, super fucked up. And so I wrote on this, I commented on this. I said, children are to be seen, not heard. Whoopoof. Fucking, God.
I mean, that actually seems pretty legit, though.
I know, right? Oh, well, you're saying like the mask. I just say everybody or nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In this picture. I don't know. Solidarity.
They're all outside.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, moving right along.
So, I guess there was like people are mad that Bill Gates has farmland in Washington.
Oh, they've been mad about that for a long time, though, dude.
Yeah, so this article kind of addresses that. It says that 80% of Washington state's farms and ranches are owned and operated by families.
Okay.
And that is a family farm, which is defined as a sole proprietorship, partnership, or family corporation.
Okay, like small, quote unquote small farmers.
Right, yeah. And this is something that we were talking about before, right? How we were talking about like we appreciate businesses that are small enough that they are individuals or partnerships, but maybe we don't necessarily like the idea of an LLC because that gives groups special privileges, and we don't believe that groups have rights. So, or not necessarily.
And I like the idea of like some sort of LLC situation, but it's clear that as is right now, it's just a risk shield that the government provides, right? So anyways,
Bill Gates' farmland is managed. And so that is excluded.
Well, obviously, he doesn't fucking anyway.
Right. Yeah. So farms that have a hired manager are excluded from this, and that would also include non-family corporations and cooperatives.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I would consider almost a cooperative like a family farm, but
yeah, I'm down with that. But I can understand why you'd make the distinction.
Yeah, again, because that's the whole like LLC.
It's like a business thing versus like it's like a S corp. I don't know, man.
I wish a cooperative was more like a family farm, though. I feel like that's basically the same thing in like metaphysically.
Yeah. Metaphysically for sure.
So, anyways, in our state, 2,800 of the 36,000 farms and ranches are owned and operated by families. And these folks are upset about some new legislation that they don't actually specifically talk about really in the article, but their viewpoint, these farmers, is very libertarian. They're basically saying that the regulations that are imposed by the federal government restrict their ability to care for their farms and ranches because people that don't actually do farming in that area are making decisions for them, right?
Yep.
They're too far removed to understand what's going on, and they're not affected, so they don't really care about the consequences of those laws anyways.
That's like one of the fundamental economic libertarian critiques, is that the problem with politics is that, you don't have real skin in the game in terms of the immediate decisions they're making or the long-term decisions they're making too. Yeah. It cuts both ways, right? And it's not inconsistent to say it cuts both ways because, short term, the politicians don't have to care because it's not their pocketbook. And long term, they don't have to care because, they're only going to get elected how many times, right? Maybe 5-10 years. So long-term consequences max out at like 10 years, right? Or they have to have deliverables by 4 years, right? So, yeah.
So these folks are saying that like the people that help them when unpredictable things occur, like bad weather, bad seeds, animals not being able to breed or just getting sick, right? Those are all risks that farmers and ranchers take. And the regulations don't help them deal with those things because they kind of assume that they can predict what's going to happen.
And if you could do that, farming would be easy.
Right. But in the end, it's these family units. It's the cooperative efforts of families and individuals in a region that actually help them succeed. It's not necessarily the government or these regulations. And
let me be clear, too, speaking about the Bill Gates thing, because I'm like, not super stoked on Bill Gates at this particular second or whatever. But here's the deal about him is like he's like, a billionaire who is like well into his career as a billionaire even, right? And so he's incredibly diversified among many, many, not just different companies, but entire segments of the economy, which is exactly what you want to do as optimal investing advice. Like Jeff Bezos is actually very highly exposed right now because he's basically got all his eggs in the Amazon basket, which seems to be going really well. But like you bet your ass that now that he's on the board of Amazon, he's going to start slowly selling some of his stock, right, as it's appropriate, and then investing that stock into other companies that will then give him the same diversification as Bill Gates has right now. So it would be more weird if Bill Gates didn't have any farmland than that he does, right? Like, I mean, I get the whole conspiracy thing, like I really totally do, but at the same time, it's like literally he's in every market. So like, any conspiracy could apply to billionaires like Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Not going to billionaire apologize. I'm just saying this is how it is.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
Fun facts. I don't know. I was going to say something and I just didn't. Oh, the person that the person that wrote this article actually is from the Washington Policy Center. So that's super cool. I didn't realize that until I scrolled to the end. There's a map on which counties are vaccine hesitant, but I don't think I want to go into COVID because it's almost 4:30 and we're gonna barbecue.
It's boring anyway. Look it up. What's the article that they
It's
can read?
King 5, and it's which Washington County is most vaccine hesitant. Check this map.
Oh, let me guess. Is it fucking the red ones?
I don't know. It's a fucking video. It doesn't actually show the picture. Just yeah, that's why I was like, you know what? I don't care that much.
All right, moving right along.
Yeah, feel free to watch that stupid video. Yeah. I think right now we don't have a ton of concrete stuff coming up. I mean, okay, so
We have stuff coming up like later.
yeah, we've got that new member meeting coming up, and I should pull the calendar out so that I can say when that's going to be.
And isn't there something on the 31st, or is that like a different day?
So Homish County has their monthly meeting, and then if people are on the Discord and they want to message me, I'm open to having people over that Saturday.
Okay.
If you're not doing anything else and you're in like the King County, Snohomish, Pierce region.
Nice. Okay.
But that was just a thing.
Yeah.
Not like a big state event. And then the new member meeting, I believe, is on the 7th, but it's not showing up. So.
But don't we have? Oh no, that's a non-concrete thing. Okay. Affiliates are happening. That's kind of a cool thing. Northeast, started an affiliate all on their own, and I know that there's rumblings of affiliates potentially going on other places in the state. So that's kind of cool that people are achieving enough critical mass in their areas that aren't like King County and shit to actually get affiliates rolling and started and people engaged and whatnot, and that's pretty cool. So
yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's August 21st is the new member meeting. And that'll be down here near my place in South Seattle. We've got a park near the Burien area that we're going to meet up at and do a sine wave and do that Ask a Libertarian, just kind of hang out and picnic like we did on Juneteenth. And then we will walk from there over to barbecue together and hang out for the evening at one of our members' homes.
Woo woo.
Yeah. And we've got a 3D printer class that we are working on for August as well, but the location is undetermined. And I'm not sure that I think the 28th was the date we wanted to do it, but we still don't know where. So maybe just keep an ear out for more details.
Ear to the ground.
What?
Ear to the ground?
Oh, ear to the ground.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that probably wasn't very clear, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Cool, yeah.
I'm like
Let's
dying
get out of here.
of hunger,
Yeah, me
man.
too. Let's
Yeah,
get some food and yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I highly recommend that you sign up as a member for the Libertarian Front. It's like $25 a year.
lpwa.org.